Good evening to all of our Facebook and WCNC.com, also YouTube channel, and our Periscope viewers who are watching this live stream. Fred Shropshire with WCNC Charlotte, along with our defender, Alex Shabbat. Alex, you have a story tonight, a Where's the Money story, about unemployment claims.
Hey, Fred. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, this one, we've done a lot of stories about people struggling and really tough situations. This one has to be near the top as far as just how heartbreaking it is. I was actually contacted a few months ago by this woman's coworkers, and they were telling me her story. So she basically, while her and her husband were waiting for benefits, her husband suddenly died about 13 weeks after they were waiting for an extension to their benefits. And so obviously her name's Annette Wilson. While she was waiting for benefits, having this happen on Labor Day, it's one thing, obviously tremendously heartbroken. In addition to that, all the bills that had piled up between the two of them as they were waiting for their unemployment, now she had to carry on her shoulders, basically, you know, car payments and their mortgage. So it was a lot on her plate, and we were contacted, talked to her. It all started back earlier around the springtime when the shutdown happened and her husband lost his sales job at a manufacturing company. They actually got their initial benefits fairly quickly, but then exhausted those around the summertime, applied for an extension. That's when the waiting continued and continued for 13 weeks, she said. And she was the one who discovered her husband had passed away. She called some friends, tried to wake him up. It didn't happen. Just a really heartbreaking story. And, we wanted to do whatever we could to help her out. But obviously there's no getting her husband back, but at least she didn't know where to turn because the unemployment account was in her husband's name, and she just didn't know where to turn. So she had her coworkers contact us, and that's kind of the story here. Is just, in addition to the struggles that many people out there are dealing with, this woman was going through those same struggles and then losing a loved one at the same time.
Yeah, I guess it kind of highlights the things that happen, that can possibly happen, because that's actually one of the last things that you think about being a survivor during someone making an unemployment claim. What happened to that claim?
Yeah, so when Annette contacted us, we did an interview with her, and like we always do as part of our Where's the Money segment, we try to reach out on their behalf to the state, NCDES, and try to bring attention to see, what's going on with the claims that are being held up and put it on their radar. And the good news is, within days of us contacting the state, we had a successful outcome on this one. And the state actually, she checked her bank account just a few days later, and the payments started to arrive. And she was unbelievably grateful. I mean, she said it means everything from the bottom of her heart. And this, so on the one hand, obviously, we were glad that we were able to help her and take some of the burden off of what she was dealing with. On the other, she said it was wonderful, but bittersweet at the same time, obviously, because her husband is not here to see the success of having the payment, and she can't live her life with her husband now that she can finally pay the bills. So it's obviously a bittersweet situation for her, the tragic loss of her husband. But it did help her pay some of the major bills that were piling up. She said when it was at its worst, she couldn't even pay her mortgage, and her church had to step in and start helping her pay the mortgage, her car payments. So those kind of things it really helped with. But obviously there's no helping getting her husband back. So that's the real tragedy of this situation.
You're going to talk more about what she ends up doing with the payment in your story coming up in our 11 o'clock newscast. Talk to us about what people need to contact you if they have these types of stories, because this is an ongoing issue with this.
Yeah, if you can email me, we want to know, like, what your story is. If you're struggling, this is what we're doing on a regular basis. Or Where's the Money? We want to highlight the struggles people are going through, and there's so many out there, and we do what we can to get your story in front of people and write to NCDES on your behalf. After we talk it over with you, and we obviously, a lot of these news stories involve Zoom interviews, so we ask if you'd be willing to do a Zoom interview. If you're interested in doing a story like that, you can email me at ashabad@dnc.com. I don't know if we are putting that on the screen, but it's ashabad@wcnc.com. You can also email the defenders as well. So yeah, we encourage you to reach out, and we're trying to get to as many stories as we can, because we know the struggles are real out there, and there's an overwhelming need. And also, in the meantime, if before or after or during you're emailing us, you can also go to our website, wcnc.com/money. We've got tips and information and a lot of things about the whole process of applying for unemployment, because there's a lot out there. There's a lot of programs and a lot of information, and we hope that if you want to check out that on our website, that may help in the meantime. So,
right.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I'm looking forward to seeing the story, and I'm glad that you were able to help her get that claim, especially given the circumstance of her losing her husband in this process. It's just one more example of the things that people are going through. We've seen so many types of stories that you've done over the past several months, and this is just another one. You guys are doing a great job of getting the results, and really appreciate your reporting.
Thanks a lot, Fred. I appreciate it, and good talking to you. And yeah, just glad we could bring a little peace of mind to this woman who's been through so much. So hope people will tune in for the story.
All right. Again, Alex Shabbat, our defenders on this Where's the Money story tonight on our 11 o'clock newscast. You can catch it there on WCNC Charlotte. We hope to see you then. Thanks for joining us for this live stream. Thanks, Alex. Really appreciate it.
Thanks a lot, Fred. Talking to you.